On behalf of CADNEST, I welcome you all. CADNEST is a computer training institution. It is an ISO certified institution. The places of locations we work with are CADNEST Rajajinagar, CADNEST Pasvangudi, CADNEST Yeshadrapuram, and CADNEST Malleshwaram. The courses we offer are CAD courses, accounting courses, development and IT courses, digital marketing, and animations. We are upcoming with the additional courses as well. And as stated in this evening, we are conducting the Tally classes and we are also offering additional free courses for the students. I request you all to utilize the same. If any of your friends or families are required of the classes, please do share them the link so that they do join and attend the classes. So this is one of my requests, and also we do have our YouTube channels. If any one of you have missed our previous classes, you can just go for our YouTube channel link so that you'll find the classes videograph in it so that you can go for referring that, and if any of your friends or family are missed out their classes, they can just go through our YouTube link that is mentioned in the chat box. You can just go through and save that. And also for further classes, if they want the live sessions, if they want to ask me certain doubts or ask me if there are certain communications between us, they can just feel free to join us. So it is more sufficient to attend the classes live itself. So do tell them and share the links to them as well. Yeah, and then we'll just begin with the classes for today. And in the yesterday's class, I have spoke about Tally as what is the software all about. And we know it is an accounting software. I'll just go through the brush up and we'll start with the today's topic. So Tally is an accounting software wherein we do record all the business transactions and prepare the financial statement. So earlier to the softwares and all those things, what do the people used to do is that they used to record the transactions manually. That is called as bookkeeping method. But when it comes to the software, you can all have to do is you can just record the transactions and the software will provide you with the financial statements. And let us understand which are the financial statements. The major financial statements of a company are profit and loss account, balance sheet, trading account. So these are the three ones which are important for every company, and there are divisions of accounting, that is cost accounting, management accounting, and financial accounting, and it depends on the nature of a company and their usage of accounts. So all these features are available in Tally software, and Tally software is provided to us or developed by a Tally Solutions with the help of TTL language. It is a multilingual software which supports more than one language of different countries. So that's about the introductions. And when it comes to accounting, I taught you about what is meant by accounting. Accounting is a process of recording, summarizing all the transactions and preparing the financial statements and producing it to the interested users. So we know all these things. And after that, I'll just get into the rules of accounting. When it comes to rules of accounting, we do have to follow the golden rules of accounting to enter the transactions. So while entering the transactions, we have two divisions. One is single entry system, the other is double entry system. Based on the category of transactions or nature of transaction, if you require single entry, you can choose single entry system. If you require double entries, you can choose double entry system. Another example is if the company is small in size, if the transactions are small, they can go for maintaining accounts with the help of single entry. The informations provided here are not much accurate. And the double entry system are followed by the huge organization wherein they have more number of transactions a day. So at that point of time, they have to use a double entry system of accounts, and the informations provided in there or the statements prepared in there are quite accurate and good to analyze. So that's about the introductions to the Tally and accounting. So meanwhile, while discussing the classes, we'll go through that. So after that theory, I explained how do you create a company in Tally. So I'll just get into the Tally icon here so that it processes and pops up into my screen. So as a license version, when it comes to, there are different types of license, that is gold, silver and education mode. So if you people want to practice, you can just go through the education mode access, that is more than sufficient. If you want to use silver and gold version, you have to purchase a license and it costs you money. The education mode will not cost you money. So I am using presently Tally Prime Silver. No problem. Whatever the work or process you have, it is same. There is no other difference. The only difference is with the licensing. That's it. So as previous class, I'll go with the create company. And as I have told, as soon as you get into the software, it will show you as if whether you have to get into the education mode or into licensed version, so and so. As mine is licensed version, it will not show me that option. If you are using education mode, on the left hand side corner, it will show you the option called as enter into education mode. You just have to click on it. So right after that, you will get into this kind of page. Here, if you have created any company, you can just access it directly. If you are a new user, if you want to create a company now, you have to go for create company and create it. Best example is that if you want to have a transactions in your bank account, first you should open your bank account. Similarly, assume as this is a company, I have to open a company first and later I have to enter the transaction. So that is what is meant all about. So if there is any doubt relating to the theoretical part of the explanations, let me know please. So let me create a company quickly. So you just have to give the details relating to your company. You are just done, good to go. So it is important to select the respective financial year. As I have told, if you are from the commerce background, you will know this. Always the financial year begins from the April and ends at the March. Presently, the financial year begins from 1st April 21st and ends at 31st March 22. So base currency symbol is rupees, as I have selected Karnataka and India here. So if you select US, it will be dollars, follows with the respective country. Give enter and accept the screen. So yeah. Once you are done with creating a company, it will show you the configuration screen like this. If you want to alter any details in it, you can just go for making modifications. It's like relating to configurations. Just like that, if you want to use WhatsApp on your cell phone, you have to install WhatsApp and give access to it. Same wise, if you want to work on different categories on your Tally, you have to enable it first and then you have to use. So all these explanations I'll give in the respective classes. Example, if that is taxation class, I'll tell you about configurations relating to taxations. If that is inventory class, I'll tell you the configurations relating to inventory. And as if today we need not to configure anything, we just have to give enter on it and we have to follow. So here, enabling goods and service, I'll make it as no because it asks me for the details again. So we'll not waste the time here. So not even the taxations, just give no and follow and accept this screen so that you'll be done with accepting your configurations. And as for the yesterday's doubt in the session, as if how do I put the password into it. So we'll learn that today. To enter the password into the created company. You can see I have created a company called as CADNest here, but I have not given any password to it. If I want to apply the password to it, so each and every time if I want to enter into this company, it will ask me for the password and username. I have to give the password and username and open a company. So before that, I'll show you as if how do you set a password to it. It is Alt plus K. And before that, I want you people to be ready with a pen and paper. I want you people to note down the things. What do I explain? Yeah. So Alt plus K is the shortcut key for setting a password. Here we have a dialog box. I can find the option called as security. You'll click on this option. It will ask which is the company you have to choose. So I have to choose CADNest and I have to set a password to it. I'll select this, and here control users access to company data. Yes, that is what we have to do. And user's name, example, Cadnest. The password, whatever you want, you can just give it. Confirm the password. If you want to give the email ID, you can give. If not, you can skip. As if now, I'm not giving it. So Tally audit features, no. If a company is into the auditing work, they'll have to enable this and work. We are not into auditing. We are into the Tally learning. We'll skip this. So just give accept. You are done setting a password for your company. So I'll show you now. I'll just close this down. So to close the Cadnest company presently, have to go for F3, shut company, Cadnest, yes. So presently I'm working with Pavi. So I have to open Cadnest company now. How do I open this? F3, select company. It will display all the names of company I have created. We'll select Cadnest. So now it will ask me about the username and password. Have to specify the username and password to it so that I can access into that. So based on your requirement, you can just go for creating your username and password. It is your confidentiality. Yeah, that's about how you set it. If you want to make changes in your password, again, you will go for Alt K, and securities, you'll go for Cadnest. Here you can go for making changes. Yeah. So I'll just remove this because if I forget it, it will be a problem. Yeah. So we are done removing that as well. So that's about how do you set your password or remove, or if you want to change, you can change it. And later we'll move on to the topic that is the ledgers, and before that we'll understand something. So as I have told in the previous class, whatever the work you have to do, have to begin with the gateway of Tally screen. So this is how the gateway of Tally screen looks like. And here we can see different options called as masters, transactions, utilities, reports, so and so. These are all relating to the classifications of work we perform on Tally Prime. So today we'll learn certain things called as ledgers and groups. So create is to create groups, ledgers, cost centers, so and so. So we'll not get into much. Today's topic is groups and ledgers. I'll talk about that only. So here group, we need not to create any groups. Groups are already predefined in nature in Tally. We need not to create. Ledgers, we have to create based on the requirement relating to the transactions. I'll explain you with the examples later. And whatever the screen you are in, if you want to get back, escape is the shortcut key you have to use. And in the alter, if you want to make changes in the existing ledgers or group, you have to go for the options called as alter. I hope you are clear with it. If you want to create, you have to choose the option called as create. If you want to make changes, it is alter. Firstly, I'll get into alter and groups. As I have told you, we need not to create any groups. Tally will always have the inbuilt nature of group. So there are 28 predefined groups in Tally. Make a note, there are 28 predefined groups in Tally. So all these groups are relating to the expenses, incomes, capitals, assets, and liabilities. So these are the different things involved in the financial statements, right? When it comes to your profit and loss account, we'll have the incomes and outflows. And when it comes to the balance sheet, you will have the assets and liabilities. So relating to that, they have created certain groups. So just for your understanding, I'll go for selecting this capital account here. So you can see capital account is listed under the liabilities again, which means if you borrow capital from any of the person, your company is liable to pay back to them. So that they have put this into the liabilities directly. And example, one more. I'll go for fixed assets. Fixed assets are always asset for the company, so it is under the group assets. So generally, so it is like a general knowledge relating to our commerce students. You know all these things, you will understand it better. So as already predefined by a Tally software, I need not to mention everything every time. It's already mentioned in the groups. I just have to post my ledgers into the respective groups. That is what the job I have to do. So we'll learn that. Before that, I'll sum up. Groups are predefined in nature in Tally. There are 28 predefined groups in Tally software. Those groups are relating to the income, expense, assets, liabilities and capitals. So if that is clear, write down in the chat box. I'll go for the next. It's good. I'll just give escape and come back to the gateway of Tally screen. So we have seen groups. So as I have told you, if whatever the things you prepare earlier, if you want to see that or if you want to make changes in that, you have to get into alter. So we went into alter, we saw groups. There were 28 predefined groups. So I need not to create the groups. So my work is done relating to groups. Next, I'll move on to the ledgers. I'll click on the alter and I'll click the select. Sorry, I do select the ledgers. So here we can see two different ledgers, that is cash and profit and loss account. So these two are predefined in nature, except these two, whichever the ledger you want, you can prepare in your company. So I'll tell you why did they prepare cash and profit and loss account. So I hope no business will run without a cash in it. So no business will also run without a profit or loss. Either you will have profit or a loss for sure. That is why Tally Solutions have given us the two different ledgers, that is cash and profit and loss account. So except this, whatever you want, you can create them. So one more thing. Will the company don't have a bank account? Why did they not prepare? So my answer is different companies will have different bank accounts and different companies will have different clients. So based on the name of the clients and name of the banks, we have to create it. So that is what is our work. So I hope that is clear. Note it down. There are 28 predefined groups and 2 predefined ledgers in Tally. Except that we have to create it. So if you have a pen and paper, be ready with that. I'll give you some examples relating to the ledgers and how do you divide them into different groups. And I'll give the reasons to that also. Yeah, shall I begin with that? Yeah, directly from here itself, I have the option for back or create. If you want to create, you can directly go here. If not, escape. In the gateway of Tally screen, you will select create. You will go for ledgers and you can create them. So this is how the ledger creation screen looks like. Yeah. Firstly, I have very first example as Harish and assume you have a transaction taken place and for that transactions, I have the Harish as a person. He is a capital investor into my company. So if he is a capital investor, his name has to put into the capital account. So now I have to create a ledger relating to the Harish because I have to keep a record of Harish account. So I'll do that. Harish in the place of name. And as he is a capital investor, here I can see the option called as under, which means under which group should I list this Harish. We have 28 groups. Among us that Harish has to get into the capital account. So we have to type as capital account. On the right hand side it displays me the dialog box. Out of that I have to select as capital account and you can give the address of that person and you can give the respective country and state pin code, or if you want to give the bank details you can give that as well. But as of now it is not mandatory. I'll skip. You'll just give on enter and accept this, which means you are saving it. So in Tally, if you want to save anything, if you give accept for the screen, it means it has saved your work. So I'll just give on this accept so that I'm done creating Harish ledger. So I also assume the second ledger I have to create is Raghav. Raghav is a person again investing money into my business. So I want to create his account. So Raghav has to be listed under the capital account again as he is a capital investor. So Raghav into capitals account again. By default I have capitals. Give enter and accept it so that you are done saving the second ledger also. And one more thing is that I have a bank account in the SBI bank. So I have to keep a track of SBI bank account in my company. I have to create the SBI account. In the name, I'll provide as if SBI under the group bank account. And you can give the bank account number here and IFSC code and bank name or branch you can specify. If you have the checkbook details, you can give it, and residential status, accept. So that I'm done creating the bank account. And the next one, assume as if I have to pay an electricity bill in my company. I have to create electricity ledgers. Electricity, if I'm paying it, is that an expense or the income? When it comes to the tally, we have the divisions of expenses and income. So any expenses that is relating to the manufacturing process of a company. Take a note, any expenses that is relating to a manufacturing process of a company, that is a direct expense. So if not relating to the manufacturing process, it will be an indirect expense. If that is clear, now I'll come back to electricity bill. So my company has to pay the electricity bill and it is not utilizing the electricity for its manufacturing. Just for a general usage they are using the electricity. So that it is not relating to the manufacturing, have to list it under the indirect expense. If that was relating to the manufacturing, have to list it under the direct expense. I hope the point is clear for you people. And same wise, assume you have to pay a telephone bill. So where do I list the ledger under? Yeah, it is under the group indirect expense. And same wise, if I want to go for the computers purchase. So also I have told you people that anything that is utilized in a company for more than 1 year is a fixed asset. If it is benefiting a company for less than 1 year, it is a current asset. So now I have to create a computer account. So assuming as computer, will you purchase a computer daily or yearly basis? Yearly, it is rare. So the computer is benefiting my company for more than 1 year. So it will be my fixed asset. So I have to group this under the group fixed asset. So if anything is benefiting for less than 1 year, current asset. And the next example, car. Your company wants to work something with the car and they are purchasing a car for your company. And which means the asset of a company is increasing. So again, one more question, will you purchase a car daily or on few years? Yes. So that it has to be listed under the fixed asset. So I'll also give you the example for current asset. The assets which is for the lesser year as I have told. Example is cash, stock and cash at your bank. I'll tell you why. So if you have a cash of rupees 1 lakh today in your company, tomorrow either it may increase or decrease due to sales or some promotional expenses or production expenses. So it is keeping on fluctuating before an year. So it will be your current asset. And one more example is your bank account balance. The balance fluctuates day to day. So it will be your current asset. And stock in your company, today I'll have 1000 unit of stock. Tomorrow I can make a sale or I cannot make a sale. So either it may increase or decrease due to the production fluctuations. So thus it is an current asset. Is that clear? Well, and the next one I have to go for is building. So I want your answers. Is that an asset or liability or something else? Yeah, it is a fixed asset because it is a huge investment which benefits you for the longer duration. So select fixed asset. And then assuming as if you are taking a loan from the outsiders. Make a note, if you are taking a loan from outsiders, you have to pay them back. You are liable to pay them, right? Yes. So if you want to pay them a loan back, so that it will be your liabilities. If you are giving a loan, it is an asset. So now assuming as if Satish, so I have taken a loan from him. So I have to give him back the loan amount. So I am liable to pay back. So my company is liable, have to take this under the loans liabilities. And I can see the answer as if unsecured loans. I'll tell you why. If you have given any securities to take a loan, it will be your secured loan. If you have not given any securities, it will be an unsecured loans. It depends. But importantly, whether it is an asset or liability, you have to write it properly. So make a note, if loan taken from outsiders, it is liability. If a loan is given to outsiders, it is an asset. So now from Satish, I have taken a loan, so it is a loan liability. And the next is Rukmini. Assume as if I have given a loan to Rukmini. So that is an asset for my company, because one or the other day the person will pay me back the amount. So this will be under the group loans and advances asset. And assume you have to pay a building rent where your office is situated. If you are paying a rent, is that an expense or an income? Yes, it is an indirect expense. And I'll come to the matter of the commissions now. So commissions is completely different from the expense or incomes, so normal expense or incomes. Assume you are into the manufacturing process. You will ask someone as if you make me the sales of so and so, I'll pay you the commissions out of it. So this is not relating to the manufacturing process again. So it will be my expense, obviously if I pay it. It will be under the indirect expense. So I have to know it. Commissions payable under the group indirect expense. So if that is commissions receivable, assume you have helped out your friend's business and you have to receive a commissions from him. So if you want to create that ledger, so that is under the name commissions indirect incomes. And many of the companies will not have the indirect incomes for more in number. Always they'll have the direct income. So if I make a sales, that is called as the direct income, because that is involved into my manufacturing process thus. So it depends on the nature of transactions. So that are the list of the ledgers that I have given you the examples required for simple work. If that is clear, let me have the information in the chat box as yes. If not, as no. Or if you have the doubts, you can put up in the chat box. Omega. No worries. Salaries and wages. We have two divisions. So when it comes to salaries, salaries are paid to the employees who are in the organizations working at the administrative department. They'll not come up into the manufacturing process. So that whatever the salary I pay them will be my indirect expense. And when it comes to the wages, wages are paid to the employees or laborers who works at the manufacturing process. If I want to pay the wages, it is an expense for my company obviously, but wages are paid to the laborers who works in the manufacturing process. So that is directly involved into manufacturing process. I have to go for direct expense. Is that clear? And this is how you create the ledgers. And one of the question I found out as if how do we alter if we have done a mistake in it. So I'll give escape. I'll come back to the gateway of Tally screen. As explained for you people at the beginning of the session, if you want to view the created ledgers or if you want to alter or make changes in the created ledgers, the option you use is alter. You have to click on this alter button. Then you will select the ledgers. So assume as if you have to make changes in your building rent. You will select building rent and you will make the changes here and you are good to go. Same wise, whichever the ledger you have to make the changes with, you can go for making changes. And be careful while you prepare the ledgers and list them under the correct group. If you list them under the wrong group, what happens is that the Tally will provide the financial statements to that. So in the place of asset, if I put as if liability, that information will get into the balance sheet liabilities column. So I hope you can understand. ದುಡ್ಡು ಬರ್ಬೇಕಾಗಿರೋದನ್ನ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕಾಗಿದೆ ಕಂಪನಿಯಿಂದ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಬರೆದ್ರೆ obviously it is a huge mistake and it makes a huge difference in your financial statements. So you have to be careful while you create your ledgers and how do you list it under the respective groups. So is that clear? Well, I'll just introduce you into the vouchers. So here I can see the option called as vouchers. The vouchers meanings are the documentary evidence for the transaction that have taken place in a company are called as vouchers. So I'll tell you an example or the explanation. So whatever the transaction that takes place in your company, you have to keep a record of it. So that is the purpose we are into accounts, right? So if I don't keep a record, it is waste of time into the accounts. So that is the reason you have to enter the vouchers. And also, by word of mouth, I cannot just tell as if I have to pay this person or I just have to receive money from this person or I have these many expenses or these many assets. So I have to give a documentary evidence or the financial statements to prove it. So what do we do is we'll record into the vouchers and we're going to prove that. Is that clear? So any transactions ನಡೆದಿದ್ರು ಕೂಡ ಆ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸಾಕ್ಷನ್ ನಡೆದಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ರೀಸನ್ ಕೊಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಇಲ್ಲ ಪ್ರೂಫ್ ಕೊಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ವೌಚರ್ಸ್ ನ ಡ್ರಾ ಮಾಡಿ ಇಟ್ಟಿರ್ತೀವಿ. ಇಲ್ಲ ಬೆಸ್ಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಗ್ರಾಸರೀಸ್ ಪರ್ಚೇಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರ್ತೀರಾ ಜನರಲಿ ಆನ್ ಮಂತ್ಲಿ ಬೇಸಿಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ obviously your father will ask the list of items purchased by your mother and the amount whatever she have paid to it. Same wise when it comes to organization, so they have to keep a track of their expenses or the income, whatever the purchases they have made, so and so. So is that clear with the meaning of vouchers? Let me know in the chat box. As I have told about the vouchers, we'll see the different vouchers that are there. If you click on this vouchers option, the Tally will display you the different vouchers. The first one is your contra vouchers. So as that is easy for you to memorize, I'll tell you in the same procedures. If you press on the F4 function key, it will display you the contra vouchers. The contra voucher is used when you have the transaction such as deposited your money into your self bank, that is your company's bank account, or withdrawal of money from your self bank account of your company. So only these two transactions are entered into the contra vouchers and the other vouchers should not be entered in contra. Is that clear? Next, function key F5 for the payment voucher. For all the paid transactions, you have to get into the payment vouchers, or if you have the purchase of fixed asset, you have to do it in the payment voucher itself. So ನೀವು ಯಾರಿಗಾದ್ರೂ ದುಡ್ಡು ಪೇ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಆರ್ ಫಿಕ್ಸ್ಡ್ ಅಸೆಟ್ಸ್ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಪೇಮೆಂಟ್ ವೌಚರ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಎಂಟರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತೀರಿ. And then F6 function key, that is for receipt voucher. Whenever you receive money from the outsiders, you have to enter into the receipt voucher. F4 contra, F5 payment, F6 receipt. Contra voucher is used when you have the transactions such as deposit of money into your self bank or withdrawal of money from your self bank. Payment, whenever you have a paid transactions or purchase of your fixed asset, have to go for payment voucher. F6 receipt voucher, whenever you receive money from the outsiders, you can go for receipt voucher. So if that is clear, I'll tell you out with certain examples. So we have created certain ledgers, that is Harish, Raghav, SBI, electricity, telephone bill, so and so. So I'll get into one by one. Assume I'm receiving a capital investment from Harish. So if I'm receiving money, I have to go for F6 receipt voucher. So I have to select the single entries. Control H is the shortcut key to change into double entry to single entry mode. I'll go for single entry as we are learning single entry today. So here I'll just concentrate whether I'm receiving money through cash form or through the bank account, that is through the check. So I'm receiving money in the cash form, so that has to get into the cash account. And in the particulars, Harish is a giver of money, so I have to record as a Harish. he is investing 4 lakhs, so I do enter as 4 lakhs rupees, and the narrations for that being capital received from Harish. So if I accept, I'm done. Same wise, if you're paying an electricity bill, as I'm telling you, if you're paying payment voucher, F5 shortcut key, assume I'm paying through the cash. So cash in the account column and electricity bill in the particulars column. Assume I'm paying 10,000 rupees. Yeah, I'll just enter on it. Being electricity paid. And next example, I can go for purchase of a building. As I have told, purchase of an asset should be entered into payment voucher. I'm purchasing it through the check payment. So the money will get out of my bank account. I have to enter the name of the bank in the account column. So I'll select SBI, and out of this, I'll be selecting as a building. The building is worth of rupees 12 lakhs. The narrations will be being building purchase, and you can accept the screen done. In the next example, you are purchasing a computer. Again, F5 payment voucher. Assume I'm purchasing it through the cash. In the account, cash. In the particulars, computers. The amount I have provided is 30,000. The narrations is being computers purchased. In another example, I'll go with this contra. F4 is the shortcut key. The example is, assume I am depositing a money into my bank account. The cash of my business is getting into my bank account itself. So debit what comes in, credit what goes out. For the cash, real rule. And when it comes to the bank, it is a personal rule, debit the receiver and credit the giver. If I deposit money, the bank is a receiver. So debit the receiver, SBI to cash. I just write down as 10,000 rupees. So this is an example. If you are withdrawing money, it is vice versa of that. You have to select cash in the account column and SBI in the particulars column. Is that clear? So then I am paying a building rent. So if I am paying, it is F5 payment voucher. I am paying the rent through the form of cash. So in the account, cash. In the particulars, building rent. And the amount is rupees 19,000. And you will accept, you are done. So I have given a simple examples for contra, payment and receipt. So as we have entered the values into it, we'll get the balance sheet figures and also profit and loss account. To view that, you will get back to Gateway of Tally, balance sheet. So this is how it looks like with the figures. Alt F1, you'll have a detailed view. Escape, I'll select profit and loss. I don't have much of the informations in it because I have not entered any incomes out of that. I just have a balance of 29,000 because I have much of assets purchased. I didn't enter the sales, I didn't enter the purchases. That is why we have this one. So in the rest of the things, that is journal, sales, purchase and all those things, we'll learn in the respective classes. And this is the example for your single entry vouchers. Thought about contra, payment and receipt. So in tomorrow's class of the Tally, we'll be learning about the cost centers and double entry systems. Today we learned single entry, remember that. And one more thing is that and also tomorrow we do have basic classes of my session. So in that classes we'll be learning about Kannada and English typing and the basics notepad and wordpad. And one more request again, do share the link with your families and friends so that they'll utilize the classes. As this is free of cost, you need not to hesitate to share it, I guess. Yeah, and one more other request is that please do join the classes earlier. It might be a 10 minutes or 5 minutes earlier to that. I can see people joining the classes even at the end moment. It is a request, kind of request. Please do join earlier because you do miss out certain informations, whatever we do discuss earlier. And whoever have joined the meeting lately, I'll just share the link of the YouTube. You can just go through that, naming as Cat Nest. So you can just go through this YouTube channel. You'll find the videographs of our live classes. You can just access the information from that as well. And that's it for the day. So if there is a doubt or something else, you can ask so that we can wind up. Thank you.